Hi everyone, Richard Robbins here. Well, we got a big update for you today. We're going to look back at 2017, what happened over the course of the whole year in terms of sales, in terms of prices. Then we're also going to talk about my predictions for 2018. Now, I'm only talking about the Toronto Real Estate Board, and the reason I am, largest board in Canada, probably the most volatile market in 2017 because of the foreign buyers tax went in place. However, when you're watching this, you can go to your board and you can get exactly the same information that I have here. So when you're watching this, look at this from a standpoint of what could I be creating so that I can present this information to buyers, to sellers, or maybe do some videos like this yourself. At the end, you're going to see some line graphs that I've created, and all of you should be using these line graphs in your presentations, okay? So let's get started. First of all, if you've been following my updates, you've seen this before, January through December of 2017, here's your sales, your active listings, months of inventory, which determines price, average price, and days in market. I'm not going to talk about this today, but here's what we're going to do. On Facebook, we're going to create pictures of all of these, and we're going to put them on Facebook so you can actually download the pictures and maybe use them in your presentation. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, go to the Facebook page, you can get it. If you're already on Facebook, when you watch the video, if you look on our page, you're going to be able to find these pictures, okay? But let's look at this. 2016, 2017 sales comparison. 113,000 sales, 2016, 92,000 in 2017. We're off by 18%, okay? And sales were off by 20,000. Now, no matter how you cut it, we lost 20,000 sales in 2017. That's a big number, almost 20%. However, I want you to look at this. This is history. 2017, 92,000 sales, as I showed you, 113 in 2016. 2015, 100, 2014, 92, 2013, 87. And if I went back another 5 years, every year except one would fall into the 80s, except one that was in the early 90s. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying if I go back 7 or 8 years, all of the years we're having between 80 and, say, 92,000 sales. Then the market heated up in 15, went to 101, and then it went crazy. Biggest year in history, in the Toronto Real Estate Board history, 113,000 sales. What happened in 17? It fell back to what? A normal marketplace. So what I'm saying to you is this. We're probably going to see more of this in 2018. I'd say we're going to come in between, maybe 86,000 to 95,000 sales, somewhere around there. Obviously, we got stress testing in January that's going to change the market in Canada a little bit, probably a couple more increases in rates. But what you want to do is you want to develop your mindset and your skill set to work in this marketplace, because what you see is what we're probably going to have over the next 12 months. Now, let's look at this. Average sale price, $730,000 December of 16, $735 December of 17. That's an increase of 0.7%. So where did the average sale price go? Nowhere, right? It went up actually in the spring, and then obviously it started to go down after the home buyer tax or the foreign buyer tax was put in place. So really, prices really did not move over the course of a year. But have a look at this. This is really interesting. This is average sale price by property type. So if you look at this, what happened was detached homes went down by 2.5% in 2017. Now, if they were expensive detached homes, they went down by more than 2.5%. If they were really inexpensive detached homes, they probably went up a little, but all detached homes down by 2.5. Look at this, semi-detached, almost 7% increase, condo townhouses pretty flat, condo apartments, 14.4% increase. So what's my prediction? 2018, you're going to see more of this right here. Condo apartments are going to continue to go up in price. And the reason they will is because we got little supply, strong demand. Why? People can't afford these, so what are they buying? They want to get into the market, they're buying these. Plus, it takes a long time to get new condo apartments on the marketplace. From the time they start a project to the time they finish, that's years. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see more of this. These markets here are going to be very strong, and I think you'll see more of the detached, especially the expensive detached, will probably weaken in price. depending on area, of course. So look at this. If we take months of inventory by property type, so months of inventory, supply and demand, right? Low months of inventory, prices are going up. High months of inventory, prices are going down. Detached had 3.9%. What happened to prices, right? Semi-detached, 1.9. Condo townhouses, 1.6. Condo apartments, 1.7. Again, very strong market, okay? More balanced in here. Look at sale price to list price percentage, detached 97%. So the average home was selling for 97% of list price. You can see semis 100, condo townhouses 98, condo apartments 99. Days in market 30, 23, 26, 24. When I look at all of these numbers, pretty good, right? You know, even though we went through a change of market, but still, you think detached homes only taking 30 days to sell. That's not all bad. But guess what you got to do? You got to price right if you're going to be the one that's going to sell. There's going to be some that are not going to sell. So when you look at it, you say, well, if I've got 4 months of inventory, what does that mean? If I got 4 months of inventory, what that means is 25% of detached homes are selling every month. Think about that. If I get 4 months of inventory, right, that means 25% are selling. So when I go to market as a detached property owner, that means I have a 25% chance of selling. So what I know, I've got to look at my 3 competitors and me, those 4 homes, and say, how do I become that one? Well, condition, right? Pricing, access to the property, all of those things are going to come into play. So as agents, you got to get better at that. You got to get better at pricing. You got to get better making sure the property shows really well. You got to be the best one if you want to be the one out of 4 that's going to sell in that month. So that's how you want to have conversations with sellers when you start to see numbers like this. So moving on, months of inventory. Now here's what I'm going to suggest to you all. When you're doing a presentation to a buyer or seller, here's what you should create, because you want them to be able to see the trends, okay? So if I look at months of inventory, January through the end of the year, and you can see what happened. It went down, right? Foreign buyer tax, inventory goes up. Then July, everybody gets sort of used to it. Psychological effect is over. People are going, hey, let's go out and buy a house. Let's sell our house, right? Market starts to get a little stronger. But then let's look at this. Let's say we add to it detached. So what happened with detached months of inventory? Went way up compared to the Toronto Real Estate Board, substantially higher, right? But then it sort of followed the same trend, except at the end, it sort of shot up a little bit. What about semi-detached? Okay? See, it follows the same trend, but then all of a sudden what happens? Gets a little bit stronger through here. What about condo townhouses? You can see the same sort of thing that's happening. And then, of course, when I put condo apartments in here as well. Now imagine that if what you did is you created this type of line graph. And what you did is every month in 2018 you updated it when the numbers come out from your board. It doesn't matter what board you belong to, you all can do this. Now if you go on a presentation with a buyer or with a seller and you now show them, okay, the trending lines, which maybe you're going to use property type, maybe you're going to use different geographical areas, whatever you want. But here's your average, right? The average is the Toronto Real Estate Board, all of property types, and then you get to show them what's going on in the different property types. Once you create it the first time, all you have to do is add a month to it every month. Will it take you, what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes? And here's what's going to happen. When you start to do this, they're going to start to see more value in you because you're communicating market intelligence. And that's what will separate you from everybody else out there. So I hope this was helpful. Remember, you can get the pictures if you want to have the pictures to use in your presentation on Facebook. And everybody, I wish you an amazing 2018. And remember, it's a beautiful life. Make it count.